Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here to discuss the NBA Summer League for this Friday, July 8th, 2022. And it is an exciting summer league. I wish I was there in Vegas at it. We plan on being there as a community for Coach Talk next season. But for this year, we are going after it, and we're going to try to take down some contests. Certainly the summer league is not for the weak of heart. There is a lot of variance, and there's a lot of guys that will play. Some won't play, and you just have to roll with the punches. But we're going to try to touch on each team, each matchup today, talk a little bit about some of the key players, give you a little bit of information on the salaries. It's only offered on Draftkings, so that makes it easy. And then hopefully that's going to be a good start for you to build some winning lineups for the NBA Summer League. We have two different slates today for the Summer League. There's a 2-gamer that locks at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then there's a 5-game slate that locks at 6 p.m. Eastern. So tricky lock times as well. So hopefully you'll get the notice and get alerted that this podcast is coming out. And if you want to make sure you never miss another one, just take a second, hit the thumbs up here on YouTube if you're watching there, and subscribe and hit the little alert button in the upper corner. That'll let you know when any of our podcasts post. If you're listening on our audio podcast landing spots, welcome to you as well, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or basically anywhere podcasts can be heard. Take a second if you can, give us a top rating and a little comment in there, and you'll be in a drawing at the end of the month for a free 1-month membership to DFS Coach Talk. All right, we are diving into this. By the way, as we get started here, if you're an NBA Summer League fanatic like I am, an NBA fan, and you want to join us just for the Summer League, you can do that. You can sign up right now, and it takes you all the way through to the end of the Summer League on July 17th. We will be doing podcasts and providing lineups throughout. And it is a lot of work because there's a lot of variance, difficult building lineups, and we want to help you as much as we can. So you can jump in, go to dfscoachtalk.com. It's only $26 for the NBA Summer League. Sign up if you want to be part of that team, be part of that group. Again, we'll be posting core lineups for Draftkings for both cash and GPP. So it'll give you a good opportunity to use some combinations to try to take some stuff down. So we would love to have you. All right, first game on the slate. It's the 2 games in the early slate. It's the Dallas Mavericks versus the Chicago Bulls. Quick check on the Dallas Mavericks. We've got a couple of guys to keep an eye on. Jaden Hardy is 6'4", 198 guard. He's a rookie that the Mavericks drafted up to get into the second round to take. So there's a lot expected of him. I think that he's got some great potential and could do some good things for the team. Also, they a guy that I'll highlight here, Jalen Lecque, Lecque, 6'4" guy out of Brewster Academy. He's had 2 years of working his way into the league. I think he'll be a key component for what they're trying to do here in the Summer League and to be competitive. A lot of rookies on this squad. Moses Wright is another guy, 6'8" forward out of Georgia Tech, second-year guy. So he's got a little experience. Everybody else pretty much is rookies. Interesting guy to watch also. Mai Oni from Yale, he's a rookie. Keep an eye on him. All right. Playing the Mavericks, as we said, are the Chicago Bulls. So we're going to go back and jump on to the Bulls because what we're wanting to do here is just give a highlight of some of the players that we feel are going to be main rotational guys and have an impact without question. A couple of guys, Sindarius Thornwell's on the squad. He's got 3 years experience from South Carolina. he could be a guy that could be a key player. Makur Maker from Howard, we'll see how he's going to do. He's a rookie, 21 years old. Definitely interested to see how he'll adjust and if he can make the NBA. Carlik Jones played for the Texas Legends last year in the G League, has some really good potential. He's 24 years old, so he's older for some of these young fellas coming in, but he should have a very important role on this team for the Summer League. That's really the main guys there. So let's go to game 2. It is the San Antonio Spurs and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Spurs are in the midst of a massive rebuild, tons of draft picks, tons of youngsters, and they have some darn good ones. Jeremy Sochan, that's Sochan, rookie out of Baylor. This kid is really good. I love this guy. 6'8", 225, can D it up, just a real Spurs kind of guy. So keep an eye on him in the Summer League. Joshua Primo, we know he had some starts last year for the Spurs. He should be a very key guy. Joe Wieskamp, he got into a bunch of games, especially after they traded some of their bigs. So somebody to keep an eye on there. Once that had some open spots come up. He's a guard forward, 6'6", but he can play really all over the floor. So an interesting guy. Somebody also you want to watch in the Summer League. Kai Bowman, another one that they're really counting on, second year out of Boston College. He has a lot of potential. I think he's going to be a guy that will make an impact as well. They also got one of the Duke guys, Javen Delaurie. He can play. He's a 24-year-old rookie out of Duke. Big fella, 6'10", 215, skinny, but he's tall. And he's got a lot of potential, I think. A lot of wild cards you can look at here. Anthony Polite out of Florida State. Definitely some ability. Jordan Hall, another rookie out of low-heralded St. Joe's. So just some guys to look at there. And the Spurs, I mean, they are so looking for some young guys to step up and get it done. Cleveland Cavaliers, how about them? They have one of my favorite guys, and one of the guys I thought was the biggest steal in the draft. I absolutely love Ochai Agbaji from Kansas. He was player of the year for the NCAA Final Four, and he can play. He's 22 years old. He's got some years there at Kansas, but he's a 6'5" guard, and he is so NBA ready. This guy is going to be tough, and I expect him to be make a big difference in this Summer League team. So he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. He's going to make a lot of my rosters on this little 2-game slate for sure. Big guy with a lot of potential also, RJ Nembhard Jr. from TCU, his second year. Really think that he has the potential to make that team, and I think you'll see him do really well. How about Isaiah Mobley, the rookie out of Southern California? Highly thought of, 6'10", 240, big body. I think they're going to give him a lot of run in the preseason here in Summer League as well. So a lot of guys to look at. I think that Agbaji's really going to be the focal point of that team, though, throughout the Summer League. All right, let's go to the main slate now. There's a 5-gamer. Starts at 6 o'clock. First team is the Charlotte Hornets, and they also have a bunch of guys that are really nice ball players. Nick Richards, his third year from Kentucky. Expect him to play a huge role. They have Mark Williams, the center. I love this kid from Duke. He is, I believe, at some point in the next 2 or 3 years, he'll lead the league in blocks. I think he could start at center for them, maybe backup center initially in his rookie year, but he is just a defensive stopper. He's going to have to develop a little more offensively, and I think he will, but he's 7'1", 242, and he has just an incredible instinct for the ball. So this is the kind of guy that could block 5, 6, 7 shots in one of these summer league games. So he'll be on a lot of my rosters, no doubt. The third Ball brother, LiAngelo Ball, is on this team. So we'll see how much run he's going to get as he tries to make his way back to the league, try to get all three brothers in there. Scotty Lewis, another guy, second year out of Florida, I think will get some run. But my favorite guy on the Charlotte Hornets team is JT Thor. He's only 19 years old. He got some good run last year. This is his second year out of Auburn, and he is an explosive player. He can fly and should be a really great play in a lot of your summer league action. And then there's two more that I'll mention. Brady Manick, the rookie from North Carolina. He's seasoned. He's 23 years old. He should come in and contribute in summer league, trying to make the team. And then possibly their other big scorer with Thor would be Kai Jones, another guy that has a lot of respect in the league, second year from Texas Austin. And I tell you what, he could be really tough. He's a big boy, 6'10", again, 225, another big fella. So you've got some potential here. I think the Charlotte team has a really nice, competitive, balanced team and could cause some trouble. All right, let's go to the Indiana Pacers. That's who they're playing. And again, Indiana, talk about turnover and changes there. It's unreal. So they're depending on a lot of these youngsters. They love Benedict Mathurin from Arizona, the rookie, 6'6", 195, great potential, defensive stopper. I think he's got a real good future in the NBA. He'll be fun to watch. Also, Andrew Nembhard, from the rookie from Gonzaga, comes very, very highly regarded, was a big part of that Gonzaga team, and should really make some impact here. Then Indiana decided they're going to play their youngsters. So the guys that played big minutes for them last year, including starting a bunch of games, are on this roster. So the Pacers are a threat to win this thing. How about Chris Duarte? You got to love him. Dwayne Washington Jr., he also played a lot of important minutes. Nate Hinton, Benny Boatwright, Terry Taylor, and then Isaiah Jackson. I used Isaiah Jackson a lot last year. He's a second-year guy out of Kentucky. So all of those guys are potential. Now, are they going to take some DFS points from each other because they have such a loaded team? That's very possible. But stackability-wise, this team definitely has the punch, and I think will have a couple of guys on my lineup very often. No question about it. All right, let's go to the next game, a 7 p.m. game. Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Brooklyn comes in. David Duke Jr., he got some minutes out of Providence last year, some important guard minutes. I think you can count on him. Kessler Edwards, we know he got a bunch of starts last year for the Nets when they were shorthanded. His second year out of Pepperdine, he'll be a big part of what they're doing, as well as Day'Ron Sharpe, second year out of North Carolina. He really produced in some center minutes when they were shorthanded and got it done. Another guy that made a lot of rosters last year, Cam Thomas, second year out of Louisiana State, and Yves Pons out of Tennessee, second year. Those guys all got minutes. I think they'll be super competitive. They have a little shorter bench than most teams, only 6 true rookies. So you're going to see Duke, Edwards, Sharpe, Thomas, Pons. Those guys are going to get good minutes and I think be really solid selections for your DFS lineups throughout the entire summer league, including tonight. All right, they'll be facing the Milwaukee Bucks. So let's see what Crash's squad looks like here for the preseason. He loves Marjon Beauchamp. He's the guy that they took in the first round, pretty high, 6'7" out of 6'7" rookie, and he's a stud. He really is. Beauchamp should get good minutes, should get a lot of run. Luka Vildoza, he got some run last year, second-year player. I think you'll see him get some good opportunity here. AJ Green is a rookie out of Northern Iowa. A lot of people were very high on him. He slipped a little bit in the draft and could be a nice guy to put in there. I also like Marcus Graves. I'll give him a mention out of Sacramento State. He's a rookie, unheralded, only 6'1", but I heard some good things about him. I think he can score the basketball. And then the last two guys I'll mention, because I think they'll be a big part of what's going on for the Bucks in the Summer League. And Zillin Cheatham, he's a 6'8" forward, and Sandro Mamalakashvili. I can't say it. I couldn't say it last year. I couldn't say it this year, but there it is. Mamu, they call him. So Cheatham and Mamu both have some experience. They've both been out on the court for the Bucks, and I think you'll see some good things from those guys. All right, next game is 8 p.m. game, so there's 3 more games left. This is Golden State Warriors versus the New York Knicks. Golden State is coming in. Let's see. There they are. Jonathan Kuminga is scheduled to play, and so is Moses Moody. So you're talking about 2 guys that had rotational minutes on and off for the Warriors, who are the NBA champions. That says it all right there. So you start with Kuminga and Moody, and you go from there. A couple other guys I'll mention that I think will get some good minutes and have potential to show out here in Summer League. Justin Jessup, the rookie from Boise State, I think is a nice ball player. Then you have Quindary Weatherspoon, 3 years experience, trying to catch on here. Definitely has some potential. Jared Utoff got some minutes last year. He's got a couple years from Iowa. Another guy trying to catch on to the team. And then probably the 2 best guys other than Kuminga and Moody, these other 2, Wiseman and McClung. Those 2 guys are going to get minutes. Wiseman, we know. I mean, he would have been a starting center for Golden State, who won the championship, 7-footer. He's had a couple of years out of Memphis, injured, and supposedly he's totally healthy. So he could be a very high pick. I know he's super costly, and we'll go over a little bit of the pricing later, but he's really good. And then we know that Mac McClung can play. He's 6'2", second year out of Texas Tech. He's gotten some run in the past, and he can score the basketball. So look out for Golden State with, really Kuminga, Moody, some of those rookies, Wiseman then on top of that. They're going to be really tough, and a good team that's going to get a lot of ownership, and deservedly so. All right, how about the New York Knicks? Let's see what the Knickerbockers are going to bring to the table. They're certainly in, I don't know if you want to call it a rebuild or rejuvenated group. They spent all that money on Brunson. They made some nice draft picks, and we'll see some of these guys and what they're all made of here, in this camp. So guys that I'm expecting to have an impact with this team, Quentin Grimes, we saw that he can really score the ball. He second year out of Houston. He got some minutes last year. Miles McBride as well from West Virginia. Daquan Jeffries had a few stretches where he looked really good. It's his second year out of Tulsa. I think you got to keep an eye on him. Javon Blair, rookie out of Georgetown. They're expecting him to be something. Micah Potter was a guy they drafted from Wisconsin last year, 6'10", and expect him to improve as they go. But I think you'll see those guys have a major role. And then the big guy that I think can have a real impact is Jericho Sims, 6'10" out of Texas Austin. It's also his second year. So a lot of second-year guys for the Knicks, a couple of rookies mixed in there, but no experienced guys. So could be a tough going for the Knicks, but I think those guys that I mentioned are going to get some key run for sure. All right, we have a 9 o'clock game. It is the Denver Nuggets. They are squaring off again against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's take a look at the Denver Nuggets first. We've got a rookie, Christian Braun, out of Kansas. I mentioned him before as well. Drake Jeffries, rookie out of Wyoming. I think somebody to keep an eye on. They have a lot of, they had a really deep draft this year and signed some good free agents as well. Jonte Porter, second year out of Missouri, could be a key player for them. The rookie, Colin Gillespie, trying to make a team out of Villanova. You want to keep an eye on him. Rookie Jack White out of Duke, another unsung guy. All those rookies from Duke, because they all, had to share the ball, and they're all good. So I think you'll see some uptick from him. But Nuggets definitely super, super young. All rookies, and the only guy with experience is Jonte Porter. So unless they add somebody to this lineup, they're going to be super young, super inexperienced, and probably going to take some lumps. But let's see who steps up out of these rookies to try to make the team. All right. On the other side of the ball, going against them, is the Minnesota Timberwolves. And what an offseason for them, adding the other big man. So they have Gobert and Cat. Boy, is that going to be fun to watch. As far as them going into this, they have some guys with some experience. Brian Bowen II, his third year, so he'll get a little bit of a longer look. Deonte Burton as well, third year from Iowa State. And then Melvin Frazier, fourth year from Tulane. Those guys trying to make a spot, trying to get on a squad here. But they have a lot of good rookies. A couple of guys to keep an eye on. You've got Josh Minot from Memphis, Matt Lewis from James Madison. He's got some potential to be really good. Khalil Whitney from Kentucky, 21-year-old out of Kentucky. I think he's got a lot of upside. And then David McCormick, the 6'10", big fellow for Kansas, 250 pounds, should be able to throw his weight around a little bit in this summer league. All right, one game left. It's the 10 o'clock game, the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Lakers. So should be a fun game. I wish I was there. I love those late games in Vegas. So much fun. A lot of West Coast got people there cheering. Feels like you're at a regular season game. All right, for the Phoenix Suns, let's see what we've got here. We've got Lewis King, who proved that he can play. It's his third year out of Oregon. I think he'll be an important part of this team. Ish Wainwright out of Baylor, his second year. I like his potential. Olivier Sarr, 7-foot center out of Kentucky. Watch out for him. Unsung guy, big guy, can move around, could score the ball. Like him a lot as a sleeper. Some other guys, let's take a look at a couple of their rookies. Kevin Zhang out of Tulane. He's a rookie, 6'10". He could see some important minutes. And then there's one more rookie. Oh, another rookie out of Baylor, but he's old. That's the weird thing. He's 28 years old, but he's a 7-footer, 225. Joe Lual Aku Jr. So just somebody to keep an eye on, but, somebody that could slide in there. But I think you're going to get a lot of play from King, Wainwright. You're going to get to see Sarr shine a little bit as well. And then for the LA Lakers, let's finish up with the Lakers here. Scottie Pippen Jr., he's going to make a lot of lineups because he's Scottie Pippen Jr. He's a rookie out of Vanderbilt, 6'3". They were pretty fired up to get him. He's definitely got some games. So certainly a guy to look at. Another rookie that I really like, Max Christie out of Michigan State, only 19 years old, but a lot of potential for this young man. They have a few guys with some experience here. Mason Jones from Arkansas, third year. He'll probably have a decent role. Big guy out of Virginia, second year, Jay Huff. I expect him to get some minutes. Vito Brown, a rookie from Wisconsin. He's another guy that comes highly regarded, as does Fabian White Jr., rookie out of Houston. A lot of those guys are going to get a great opportunity here. Cole Swider from Syracuse. Again, another guy that could step up. And Paris Bass, 6'8" forward, second year out of Detroit Mercy, has some games. So we'll see if he can slide in there and get some decent minutes. Let's talk about pricing real quick, and then we'll get on our way. Most expensive guy, James Wiseman from Golden State. Not surprising. He's $9,900. Big price for Benedict Mathurin from Indiana, but he is the real deal. Kuminga, we expect $9,600. Christian Braun, $9,500, expensive. Little on down the line, let's look at a few guys that aren't too bad. Kai Jones, $8,600. Chris Duarte is only $8,400. Mr. Beauchamp, we had to mention him at least twice. Marjon Beauchamp from Milwaukee's $8,300. Moses Moody right there at $8,200. Isaiah Jackson, love him, $8,000. So possibility of him making some real noise. Couple other guys to mention price-wise. Ish Wainwright that we talked about, $7,700. Think he's a fair price. Kessler Edwards is only $7,000. Think he's underpriced. AJ Green has a lot to prove at $6,800. I think that's a guy you could easily go to. Then $6,600 and $6,400 respectively. You have Brady Manick, Bruce Bowen II. Certainly guys that can step up. Down even further, Dwayne Washington Jr., who had some great games last year for Indiana. He's only $5,700. So if he's going to get good run, I think you got to really think about him. How about Jericho Sims? I told you he'd slide behind underneath the radar. Only $5,400. Certainly a guy you want to think about and consider. Quentin Rose for the Knicks, $4,900. Guy that could get some minutes. Scottie Pippen Jr. is only $4,700, so he's going to be highly owned. A lot of people expecting a lot out of him. I really like Quentin Grimes at $4,500. I think he's a steal, along with Olivier Sarr at $4,500. Another steal. JT Thor, $4,400. Cheap. He'll make a bunch of my lineups, as will Mac McClung at $4,400. So way better pricing today. Yesterday was brutal on the pricing, but we have Mamu even priced at $4,300, which is super cheap. Quindary Witherspoon's $4,200. So I'm giving you a bigger list than I expected, but there's so much value. I think you can really get the guys that you want. Even down like, min-priced Nick Richards, I think you can give him a roll. And a lot of other guys too, but much more easy to build lineups today than it was yesterday. I think you'll see a lot of depth in here. Last few guys to mention, LiAngelo Ball, if he is going to get the run, he's only $5,200. I think Miles McBride for the Knicks at 63 is a great play. I mentioned Lewis King too. I think he gets run for the Suns and he's only $5K. So all kinds of value, some great plays, a lot of risk reward. We value things from 1 crown to 5 here. Generally in the summer league, we're going to be 3.5 crowns because we feel confident. We've done the homework. We watch the games. We'll get more knowledge as the games play. Everybody gets at least 4 games. So we're going to see them and be able to make some better judgments here. But, you want to play light enough that, you're going to enjoy it, watch some great basketball. All the games are on. I don't know what that fiasco was yesterday where the first half of the first game wasn't on. That was completely ridiculous, but we should be good to go all the rest of the way. ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, and NBA TV, you're going to get a chance to see all of these games. So that is it for today, my friends. Hopefully this gives you a good feel for what's up. We'll certainly be going after it every day here for the Summer League with a podcast and lineup. So come join us, dfscoachtalk.com. We would love to have you, and we'll definitely see you tomorrow when, again, we look to crush it in NBA Summer League in DFS and Prize Picks.